We're back in Daybreak. Game 3 set to get underway tonight from the ballpark at America First Square as the Salt Lake Bees host the Sacramento River Cats. Thanks so much for being with us. Tony Parks with you in the booth. Sammy Miller will join us in just moments. The Bees badly in need of a victory in this series and wanting to end what has been a 5-game skid. And while the pitching had another rough night last night, the offense has continued to flourish quite a few times this year. That includes a new member of this lineup in Donovan Walton, and he's in the lineup once again. Last night, homered, he doubled, he reached base 5 times. He was a triple shy of the cycle. Continues to show why he was such a great addition to this team. He reached base 5 times last week during a game in Las Vegas. He had a clutch home run to tie it up on a Sunday finale the last time the Bees were at home, and it just feels like when he's in the game, he's likely to do something positive to help this team. Same story for Caden Dana. This is his second start in a Bees uniform this year. Tore it up in his last home start, tossing the first quality start of the year. He's coming off of the short outing against Las Vegas. And Spencer Bivens for the River Cats. He was with San Francisco all in the 25 season with an ERA of 4. And that was against major league hitters. And this will be his first start at the professional level since 2024. Coming up next, we'll have first pitch. We'll have starting lineups. Every night a great night here at the ballpark, especially when you can bring your best friend. It's Park in the Park. And it's right here at America First Square on KMYU. It's a night for best friends here in Daybreak. Bark in the Park. Don't forget to join us for future Bark in the Park dates. Go to slbees.com. The berm scattered with fans. Yeah, the Bees throwing the ball around the infield and outfield as Caden Dana is out there for his 3rd start of the year. Still searching for his first win. Took the tough luck loss against Sugar Land. That was his season debut. It was the Bees' first quality start of the year. 6 frames of 2-run ball, 4 hits. He struck out 7, did not walk anybody, and spotted the fastball with laser pointer accuracy. It was an impressive beginning to his 26th year. He left the game early as he wasn't feeling well against the Las Vegas Aviators during that road start. So Dana officially 0-2 on the year with an ERA of 9. Nate Furman at the top of that lineup for the Sacramento Rivercats. He leads the Rivercats in on-base percentage at .433. A lot of other great weapons up and down the lineup for Sacramento. It's the Bees, it's the Rivercats. It's a Thursday night. We're at the ballpark in America First Square, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be. First pitch tonight is at 6:36. All one to Nate Furman. You see the other weapons in there, including Bryce Eldridge. Boy, did he have a night last night. We'll talk about that in just a bit. The 1-0. And it's upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Nate Furman, 1 for 6 last night with a walk. As the Bees pitching slow out of the gates, to say the least, as a starter that goes 2/3 of an inning, and then on top of that, giving up 3 in the first, 3 in the second. And they were playing uphill throughout the course of the night. 2 balls and a strike as that's fouled back. Defensive alignment. Walton in left, Rada in center, Taylor is in right. Candelario in the hot corner, Guzman at short, Sanchez at second with Mancini at first. It is Zach Humphreys behind the dish with Caden Dana on the mound. The 2-1 pitch to Nate Furman. And he fouls that behind home plate to the left side, off the windows up by the suites, and Plinko's its way down into the lower deck. Fine play made by a fan. You know when the fan knows how to play the carom, right? It goes over the head, you turn, you look, get yourself into position. Nate Furman is the leadoff hitter for Sacramento, so it's no surprise that he's great at getting on base. But when leading off an inning, he is hitting .500 this season. Over a month into the year, 2 leadoff home runs. 2-2. In the air, down the left field line, giving Chase Walton, the left fielder. He'll run into the shadows by the chalk line, and that's out of play. It's amazing what has happened offensively for the Rivercats. They had their best offensive performance of the season. 17 runs, hit a total of 4 homers. They struck early, they struck often. Last year, they put up 17 or more 4 times. Dana steps, kicks, and fires the 2-2, and Furman fouls it off of himself. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Rivercats at a battle at the top of the standings. They're tied for first, just 7-7 over their last 14 games, but it's one of those that you wouldn't know it with how well some players have been swinging the bat. 2-2 pitch to Furman. And it's fouled back again behind home plate to the left. We'll do it again at 2-2. What we know about Eldridge during that span, 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Kennedy is batting .349 in the last 14 games. Rodriguez at .326 to go with 8 walks. Barry Cotto has the team lead in hits over the last 14 games. He's tied with Eldridge. That's pumped just inside. And the count runs full, 3-2. Just been impressive. Yeah, Victor Barricotto batting .320. This guy in Nate Furman has been great with setting the table. 3-2 pitch. Furman smacks it out to left field. Drifting back on it is Walton. A little steady underneath it to make the catch. And for the first time of the night, we check in with Sammy Miller.
Tony, a starting pitcher's job is to come out and set the tone for their team. And for the Bees, they're hoping that Caden Dana does just that. Last night, the Bees pitching staff gave up 17 runs, all while using 6 different arms. So the key for Caden is to be as efficient as possible, all while going the distance for his team. And in his last outing here at this ballpark, it was a perfect example of this, as he tossed 6 innings, only allowing 2 runs, 4 hits with 7 strikeouts, and he only needed to throw 86 pitches. So establishing the fastball early and continuing to throw strikes and let the defense play behind him will be very important for Caden tonight, as he looks to put this team in a position to win, all while snapping that 5-game losing streak, Tony.
And to your point, Sammy, wanting to be efficient, a tough break for Dana on that, because Nate Furman decided to foul off a ton of pitches. It took him 9 bullets to get his first out of the ball game. 2-0 the count on Buddy Kennedy. Kennedy 3 for 4 last night with a double. The pitch is down and away, 3-0. Kennedy Look at those numbers, 345 already on the season. He has 3 doubles against the Bees this year. He's hit 370 against Salt Lake pitching. Dana with the 3-0. And Kennedy takes at the knees for a strike, 3-1. Sammy mentioned the 5-game losing streak. It matches the longest losing streak of the season for the Bees. Also marked the 9th time this year that the Bees allowed 10 or more runs, the most in the PCL. Albuquerque has allowed 8. And the pitch is inside, ball 4. So Buddy Kennedy at first, 1 out, and it brings up Bryce Eldridge. What a night for him. Bryce Eldridge, 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. First multi-home run game of the season by any Sacramento River Cat. The last one by Thomas Gavello, who's in the 7-hole tonight. Pitch is low. Gavello did that back in August of last year. How about that for Bryce Eldridge? He's the first player to score at least 5 times in a game at any level of professional baseball this year. Cut on and missed. 1-1. First River Cat since Michael Dubon in 2019. Great start to the season for the #1 prospect in the Giants organization. Dana the 1-1. Starting after it, Eldridge takes down. It's 2 balls and a strike. It's amazing. You think 6 runs batted in. You think maybe that's the only time it's happened for Sacramento this year, but Oslavi Spasabe did that a week ago tonight. 2 on the count, no score early on. Top of the first. It's fouled back behind home plate, just above our heads. The ball banging around, down into the lower levels. It's 2-2. Bryce Eldridge now with 5 home runs on the season. Left-hand batter set and ready. The lead at first is Buddy Kennedy. Infield pull to the right. 2-2. Eldridge takes inside, and the count runs full. Well, the Bees, since that slide began on April 24th, they have struggled really on both sides of the ball. They've hit .232. They average 4.4 runs per game, 8 doubles, 7 home runs. They've had some great nights that you can single out offensively. Runner on the move, and the pitch is fouled back. We'll do it again, 3-2. Buddy Kennedy looking for his first stolen base of the year. Count full, runner at first, 1 out, top 1. As we have no score early on. It was a pitching staff for Salt Lake that has posted an ERA of 9.86 during this losing streak. Allowed 12 home runs. Runner on the move again. Called strike 3 on the pitch. Throw down to second and sliding in safely is Kennedy as the shortstop Guzman tried to catch and tag, and the ball squirted out. So Buddy Kennedy in scoring position. Bryce Eldridge down on strikes. It'll bring up Victor Barricotto. The Bees have now dropped 4 in a row to Sacramento. The last 2 in that first series and the first 2 of this series. It's been a long time since the River Cats beat the Bees that many times in a row. These 2 teams have been nose to nose over the last few years. It's popped up foul behind home plate. Victor Barricotto, he homered last night. A 2-run shot. Barricotto, who has played well against the Bees this year, hitting .321 against them. 2 doubles, a triple, a home run. He has 8 runs batted in. A .303 hitter with runners in scoring position. 2 out. Kennedy at second, and the pitch is lined out to right center field towards the gap. Long run, Taylor, it's going to get down. It'll go to the wall by the 385 sign. Trotting in to score is Buddy Kennedy. Switching places with him, Victor Barricotto with an RBI double, and the River Cats strike first. It's 1-0. Barricotto, his 4th double of the season. Just great opposite field hitting power, but also great opposite field hitting ability from Victor Barricotto. He had a great finish to that series when he was here earlier this month. He's just picked up right where he left off. Here's Grant McCray. 2 for 5 last night. One of those two, a grand slam. First pitch bounces it foul behind home plate. Last season, these two teams, they played 24 times. They have 4 different 6-game series. All series split 3 games apiece. The Bees would have to win 3 of the last 4 this week to make that happen again. It's fouled behind home plate. It'll go out of play 0-2. For the Salt Lake Bees, a team that really felt like they were trending in the right direction during that 3-game win streak at Las Vegas. The pitching was on point, especially the starting rotation coming together. The bullpen was very reliable during that time. 0-2, just away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And then suddenly, Salt Lake's pitching had their worst night of the year in a 19-9 loss. The offense had their worst night of the year the next night in a 4-0 loss. After Clausen may have had the best individual starting pitching performance. Pitch low, 2-2. He took a no-hitter into the 6th during that, so it started to feel like if it wasn't one thing, it was another. And it has still been the case in this series. In Game 1, the Bees fall 5-2, just couldn't get enough big swings on the night. And then last night, obviously the pitching didn't give them much of a chance in a 17-7 loss. Pitch is low. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 River Cats. Bottom of the first inning, or top of the first, excuse me, Grant McCray, who hit the 5th grand slam of his career last night. That was the first he's ever had at the AAA level. Grant McCray reaches the bat back with his bright white gloves. The pitch from Dana. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A couple of punch outs from Dana, but a run on the board for the Cats. An RBI double for Barry. There's Nelson Rada leading it off for the Bees. Denzer Guzman on the 2-hole. Donovan Walton, red hot in the 3 spot tonight. Cleaning it up, Jamer Candelario. Trey Mancini batting 5th with Cabana 6th. Chris Taylor hitting 7th tonight. Yolmer Sanchez in the lineup after he pitched 1 1/3 scoreless out of the bullpen, if you will, last night. And Zach Humphreys is batting 9th. He's the catcher. Nelson Rada, 2 for 5 last night, drove in a run. Rada had 2-0 in the count already. The starting pitcher was supposed to be Trevor McDonald, but he got the call-up to the Giants. Takes the 27th roster spot as they have the doubleheader against the Phillies. Called strike 2 and 1. So Spencer Bivens gets the ball tonight, a guy that has had great success as a starter in his career. Here's the 2-1. Rada lines it to the right of center. Long run coming on. Hill has to play it on a bounce. It's a base hit. Nelson Rada, leadoff single. And he's aboard for Denzer Guzman. Defensive alignment for the River Cats. Barry Cotto is in left. Hill in center with McCray in right. It's Jake Holton in the hot corner. Thomas Gavello at short. Nate Furman, the second baseman. Bryce Eldridge is at first. Porter behind the dish. Spencer Bivens is on the bump. Denzer Guzman 1 for 9 so far in this series. A couple of Ks. Takes a first pitch called strike. Bivens, as a starter in his career, an ERA of 1.46. And opponents hitting just 1.43 against him when he starts a game. However, it's been a long time since he started a game. A bluff at first, Rada. Now a throw down to first as the pitch is low. It's 1-1, and Rada is back safely. This is the first start for Bivens since he had 7 combined between 23 and 24. Spent all of last year in San Francisco. 1-1. Twisting inside was Guzman as the pitch misses in. And it's 2 balls and a strike. He had an ERA of 4 even. And opposing major league hitters hit .269 against him. Bivens from the stretch. Rada with the lead over there at first. And he dives back over to first base as he has kind of a twisting posture towards second base with that lead. And he was twitching towards second at the moment that Bivens started to make a move. Rada adjusting his helmet as he takes that lead over there at first. Creeping out more and more. Now diving back to first base again. That's the second disengagement from Bivens. Well, Rada and the Bees have been on the move a ton after they had just 3 stolen bases in their first 14 games. Rada bluffs, and the pitch is skied a mile high in the air. Right side, foul ground. The first baseman, Eldridge, from over by the first base coach's box, makes the catch for out number 1. So Guzman retired, and here comes Donovan Walton. What a performance for Walton last night. Goes out there, reaches base 5 times. Hit his 6th home run of the season. 2-run homer to get his team on the board in the second. He's down 1-0, bottom 1 tonight. Rada's still there at first. He dives back over at first again as Bivens wants to keep a close eye on him. Rada 8 for 9 in stolen base attempts so far this year. He dances out to his lead over there at first base again. Holding from just above the belt is Bivens. Knee slightly bent, kicks, fires. On the outside part of the plate, a strike, 0-1. Walton, 2 homers in his last 3 home games. He had a pinch hit, game-tying home run against Sugar Land in the 8th inning in that series finale. Rada bluffs at first again, and the pitch is ruled down. It has been challenged by the catcher, Logan Porter. Porter has a terrific eye and has been excellent with challenging pitches. He's right on the money here as that pitch just grazes the outside corner. Counts 0-2. I say it all the time, when you see umpires miss, more times than not, it is by such a close margin. But Logan Porter is a great weapon for this team. Just a guy that knows the game so well, but also when I've had games that he's involved in, it feels like the next time he misses on a challenge will be the first time. I'm sure he has before. It just feels like he never gets it wrong. Here comes the 0-2. Line to right field. That's going to get down for a hit. Turning and burning from second is Rada. He'll go corner to corner, and the Bees have him on the corners with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first, Donovan Walton picking up in game 3 where he left off in game 2. And when you're hot like this, like Donovan Walton has been, I mean, he had a game where he reached 5 times against Las Vegas, and then last night, there were just moments where he starts to make hitting look easy. We know it's not easy, but when his timing is on point like it was last night, and like it has been so far tonight, he is such a joy to watch. Here's Jamer Candelario. Check swing as the pitch is inside for a ball. Donovan Walton was with the River Cats last year, or rather 2 years ago, excuse me. And you get to know so many people in this league because you'll visit with other teams, not just your own. As the 1-0, Candelario takes low. It's 2 balls and no strikes, and you root for all of them to experience their dream of playing at the major league level, which Donovan Walton has. but you also take note of those guys who really hurt your team. And Donovan Walton had the ability to hurt all opponents. 2-0, fouled off of the catcher, Porter, and I hope that didn't get him in the hand. As Porter was bouncing out of there, it appears that he's going to be okay, but the way he jumped out of the catcher's box. Okay, got the helmet, thankfully. The way he jumped out and tucked his hand in, I was a little worried. Well, he's going to be all right. 2-1 the count, 1-0 the score, bottom one. River Cats in the lead. Bees threatening, runner's bluff, swing and a miss, 2-2. But for a guy in Donovan Walton, he goes out there and he's in a groove like this. We've watched what it's like when he plays for the other team. Great to see it happen now when he plays for this team. Infield shifted hard to the right, 2-2. And it's inside, count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Doug Davis, the manager of the Bees and third base coach with the signals. Donovan Walton, a long look over there in the ear. Jack Santora with a quick word to Walton. He strides out to his lead over there at first. Rada with a pedestrian lead over there at third. Now it's bigger. Walton on the move. The pitch, ball 4. There will be no throw. Bases loaded. 1 out. Candelario reaches on a base on balls. Here comes Trey Mancini. Mancini did not play in last night's game. 1 for 3 with a double in this series. Now, this is a guy that has had a nice start to the 26 year. But with how well he has played in the past in this league, especially last season, you just feel like he's the type of guy that can get hot the way Walton has been over the past couple of games. First pitch, Mancini takes for a called strike, 0-1. Trey Mancini, plenty of years in the bigs, but also when he was in the PCL last year, I've said it before, he had an MVP caliber first half as he played just the first 74 games. 0-1. Dribble foul off the end of the bat, over by the first base on deck circle. Bases loaded, 1 out. The Bees trying to get off to a great start offensively here tonight in game number 3 of this 6-game set. Bivens the 0-2. Mancini takes in the dirt. Count moves now to a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Mancini just loves playing in this ballpark, loves playing in Salt Lake. He's such a positive guy. He's such a great outlook on life. You feel his presence around the guys, in the clubhouse, and on the bus rides, and everything that this job comes with. And he is a true professional. Guy that's been through a lot. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Mancini puts it high. Deep left field. Going back, Barry Cotto at the wall. He'll have just enough room to make the catch, but the Bees will tie it up. Nelson Rada tags from third, comes in to score. Sack 7 and an RBI for Trey Mancini. We're tied at 1. Well, you knew he hit it hard, you knew it hit it high, you weren't quite sure how far this would go. Barry Cotto was going back. The ballpark held on to it. Barry Cotto was just a couple feet in front of that chain link fence, which is in front of the bullpen. Bees not done though. Still runners at first and second. We're tied at 1, 2 down. Here's Nico Cavadas. Cavadas takes low. 2 for 5 night last night, including a home run. Boy, he loves Betty's berm out there in right. If you come to the game and you sit on the berm, be ready when Nico Cavadas steps in the box. It's souvenir time. He's historically, I don't know how many home runs he has hit that way. But it's fun to listen to the roar of this crowd when the ball jumps off of his bat and it's headed out that way. 1-0. On the outside corner, a strike. 1-1. Nico Cavadas, who is right at the top in the PCL in on-base percentage so far this year. 1-1 inside. 2 balls and a strike. Donovan Walton at second, Candelario at first. 2 down, bottom of the first. We have a 1-1 game. Runners walking out to their leads. Candelario with a bigger lead after nobody guarding the bag at this moment. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Nico Cavadas. Cavadas takes outside, 3 balls and a strike. Nico, known for his patience, known for that discipline. Now he has a 3-1 count, standing on that back chalk line. Reaches the bat back ready. Bivens stands tall, turns around and bluffs. Back with a head first slide, no throw is Walton. Bees have tied it up here in the first. Cavadas looking to put them in the lead. Here comes the 3-1 from Bivens. Cavadas goes to left center field. Chasing is Barracoto. He won't get there. It one-hops the wall. Walton trots in to score. Fishtailing behind him, Candelario. There will be no throw. 2-run double, 2-run lead. Nico comes through in the first, and the Bees lead 3-1. Two-out hits will get you to heaven, and there is not a better feeling for an offense, especially when you're trying to put up a big number once again and help break through with what has been a 5-game losing streak. You're able to get the game even. You had a big threat with the bases loaded, and to get each of those runners in at some point throughout the frame just feels like it's a job well done. Here's Taylor. First pitch outside for a ball. Chris Taylor, 2 for 6 in the series. With a run batted in and a walk. And a great start to his season. For Nico, that was his 10th double of the year. And he now has 20 runs batted in. Taylor looks on the inside part of the plate, 1-1. And for Nico Cavadas, he prides himself on being so reliable at any part of the lineup, especially when he's in the meat of that order, 4, 5, 6. But the pitches he didn't swing at set himself up for that 3-1 opportunity. 1-1, bites inside. And the count runs to 2 balls and a strike. Bivens will have pitch number 30 coming up next in this first inning. Bivens holds the 2-1. But on a miss, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-1 Salt Lake, bottom of the first. Taylor so far this year batting .400 with runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It goes to the backstop, bangs perfectly back to Porter. He'll throw it through the runner's lane to first in time, and the inning is over. What a fortunate bounce for Porter. What a great first inning for the Bees. Nico Cavadas to the opposite side through the alley. He puts Salt Lake up 3-1 as we go to the second on KMYU. Ah, yes, Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. $6 beer, $3 soda. That's every Thursday here at the ballpark at America First Square. So get your favorite beverage, come to the yard, have a great conversation, and enjoy Salt Lake Bees baseball, whether it's here on KMYU, but especially right here at the ballpark at America First Square. Get your tickets at slbees.com. 3-1 Salt Lake, top two. Jake Holton will lead off the inning. Caden Dana had 29 pitches in that first inning. And a first pitch strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. Jake Holton with his first AAA home run earlier in this series. He's back in game one. Flies that foul to the right side, not a play. Holton, we talked about it earlier in the series. At the end of last week, he snapped an 0 for 21 stretch. So far this week, 2 for 8. He's walked a couple of times, driven in 3. Here comes the 0-2 from Caden Dana. Oh, breaks beautifully on the inside corner, called strike 3. Well, we do bark in the park plenty of times this year. Make sure to join us here at the ballpark at America First Square. You get a ticket, your dog gets a ticket. Get a Bees branded bandana, all for $35. Look at those big smiles, not just from the dog owners, but the dogs. Dogs love their experience here at the ballpark. Thomas Gavello fouls it down the left field line, 0-1. He reached base quietly 4 times last night. 1 for 3, 2 walks, and was hit by a pitch. But anytime you take your dog anywhere, and dog owners know this, Gavello takes outside 1-1, you want to make sure that it's a dog-friendly place. Not just that they allow them, but, you know, they have hydration stations here. They have everything your dog's going to want, from the treats that are available. Just make it a full experience for you and your best friend. 1-1, whoa, up and away. 2 balls and a strike off the glove of the catcher Humphreys to the backstop. He's with a 3-1 lead in the game. Sacramento leads the series 2-0. Zach Humphreys was reinstated from the development list at the end of that series against Las Vegas. He's handling the catching duties tonight. Puts the target up knee high. Dana slowly winds and fires. It's up, 3 balls and a strike. Well, Sammy Miller pointed it out in her report today, especially with how many arms Salt Lake had to use yesterday. It's going to be vital to save the pen with a deep start from Caden Dana, if at all possible. 3-1. At the knees, a strike. Now, clearly Dana wants to prioritize keeping Sacramento off the board as much as possible. But the Bees last night went to Yolmer Sanchez, who's playing second base tonight, and he pitched the final 1 1/3. The 3-2 was fouled back. Yolmer not only went out there and pitched 1 1/3, it was 1 1/3 scoreless. Gave up a double, walked a hitter, but retired 4 of the 6 that he faced. It was outstanding work to close the game down. 3-2. Fly ball, left field, not deep. Ranging towards the line is Walton. He'll set up shop and make the catch. 2 up, 2 down in this top of the second. And there comes Logan Porter. Porter with his first appearance of the series. 3 for 17 so far on the season. While the Bees try to continue to figure things out in the early part of this 26 year. It's pitch number 40 from Dana is at the knees, a strike, 0-1. The biggest thing is to just stay confident, continue to win the next pitch, the next inning, the next game. Alonzo Powell, the hitting coach of the Bees, Doug Davis, the manager of the Bees. It's what they've talked about when I've had conversations with them recently. Pumped in for a strike by Dana. On the money, 0-2. Dana's had some great heat at 96 so far tonight on the fastball. And that start he had here at home It was a couple of weeks ago. It was against Sugar Land. He was so impressive as the 0-2. In the dirt, down and away. Shane Lukes, the pitching coach, said he was most impressed by just how consistent Dana was at locating with the fastball. He's always had great life on it, but coming in with your first appearance of the year and with how strange the spring was for him, as he was battling illness, he went out there and was on point. Ground ball rolled over to the shortstop. Guzman on the charge, has it from the edge of the grass, throws to first in time. 3 up, 3 down. Tomorrow's a big night here at the ballpark at America First Square. We start the month of May, and it is AANHPI Heritage Month. So join us with a vibrant community takeover. It'll be a night of great celebration and festivities. And we also have the bobblehead as well, the Bumble bobblehead, as you can see, with the hula skirt to go with the flowered shirt and the ukulele. All of that and more. Make sure to come here early to get this Bumble bobblehead. It's going to be a great time here during the game, and you can secure your exclusive Hula Bumble bobblehead ticket by getting the package today at slbs.com. 3-1, Bees in the lead, bottom 2. Yolmer Sanchez is leading off the bottom of the second. Sanchez, 2 doubles and 2 home runs. He had a pair of homers during that road trip against Las Vegas. I mentioned before, while he was not in the lineup last night, he did come out of the bullpen. Pitched 1 1/3 scoreless. Pitches low, 3 balls and a strike. Yolmer is the ultimate team guy. It's one thing to go out there and play a number of positions and say, hey, I'm here to do whatever you need. He ultimately means it. 3-1 is fouled back this way, right by our broadcast position. It bangs off the window. I was ready. I was ready for that for sure. Count full, bases empty. Here comes the pitch from Spencer Bivens. That's on the outside corner at the knee, strike 3. 1 down. For more on the game, let's go to Sammy.
Tony, like you were saying, Yolmer Sanchez is not only a team player, but he also had the swagger on the mound. Every time he comes out, it feels like he's meant to be. It feels like he's been, a starter in the big leagues for 20 years. And the energy, of course, you never want to be in that position, but the energy in that dugout, unmatched every single time, Tony.
Well, Sammy, to your point, nobody keeps a clubhouse together more than Yolmer Sanchez. And it's one thing to say, he's unselfish, he's a friendly guy, he keeps it light and loose. He knows exactly what to say at any moment, any time around that dugout and the clubhouse. You have a front row seat to this. So you've seen it when it's a winning streak, when it's a losing streak. How you really put into words what he's been like during this losing streak, even beside last night, and how he's kept this team together.
Exactly, and my dad always told me, KYP, know your personnel. And for Yolmer Sanchez, he knows his personnel. He knows what to say to what player at what time. It's incredible.
Yeah, and when the team has dropped 5 in a row like they have last night, they were still smiling, still staying confident. They've come out today, Bees with a 3-1 lead. Humphreys grounded out to third. Here's the 0-1. Rada takes low, a ball and a strike. Rada started the party in the first inning with a single. He would come around to score. Rada, slightly open stance from the left-hand side. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Spencer Bivens. Steps, knee up, foot down, fires, and it's bounced softly towards the second baseman, Furman. Shifts over to his left to get it on a trot, throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning for Spencer Bivens. He's up 3-1 on our way to the third. On May 14th. Turner Hill, the only batter that has not faced Caden Dana so far tonight. First pitch outside for ball 1. Dana's retired 4 in a row, 5 of the last 6. As he pitched a 1-2-3 second inning. He's at 45 pitches right now, as that's on the outside corner, top part of the zone called strike. Turner Hill disagrees. He's going to challenge this. Everyone stares up at the video board, and home plate umpire Chandler Durham was correct.
Sacramento has 1 challenge remaining.
And you see calls like this. These were the calls that were argued endlessly before the ABS system. And so suddenly you were at the mercy of whatever the umpire called, and every borderline pitch seemed to be argued. 1-1. Down the left field line, slicing foul. And you love to see it now, because a hitter can challenge, catcher can challenge, pitcher can challenge. We don't have screaming matches out by home plate, multiple ejections over a correct call sometimes, or a call that was missed by 0.01 inches. Here comes the 1-2 to Turner Hill. And he flies it into center field. Rada fighting the sun on a backtrack and has it for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, Nate Furman. Now the ABS system, it's obviously improved the game, and the next topic of conversation is, should we have all pitches called by the ABS automatically? I am not opposed to it. I don't hate that idea at all. I do think that this is a huge step in the right direction. But if anything, I do think the narrative needs to switch from this is showing how bad the umpires are to this is actually showing how good the umpires are. First pitch up and away, ball 1. Most of the misses are so close, and most times players, when they miss, it's pretty close, with rare exception. But the ones you see on social media, they're the most erroneous. 1-0 is at the knees, a strike. And we have watched that here in this league over the last few years. This last night, I thought Harley Acosta had an outstanding game. Evan Johnson the other night. Night in and night out with the naked eye. These guys with obstructed views. It's the 1-1. This is in, and the count's at 2 balls and a strike. They're making calls with an imaginary box, using depth perception. They're not aligned directly behind home plate. They're a little bit off-centered. The ball is moving rapidly with all types of break. That's flied out to left center. Ranging to his right is Rada. Coming over left, Walton. Rada with the call and the catch. Smooth and easy out there in center field, Nelson Rada. Well, this center field is not easy to play. Bryce Teodosio, Angels outfielders talked about it, and we've watched many visiting players have a tough time, and even home players. Take a look at the sun and shade situation as the shadows kind of horseshoe their way out from around home plate and beyond the center field wall throughout the course of the night. First pitch is called a ball around the top of the zone. Zach Humphreys was pretty confident that hit the top rail. So he helmet taps, and it was high.
Salt Lake City has 1 challenge remaining.
So the Bees down to 1 challenge. Same thing with the River Cats. But in that outfield, you saw players like Teodosio back at Smith's Ballpark and now this ballpark here kind of master it over time. You get the sense Rada has done the same thing. 1-0. Popped up, right side, foul ground. Giving Chase Mancini to the warning track. It'll go out of play. And the count's at 1-1. But you'll watch outfielders fight like crazy to go chase down a ball, and you see them with their knees bent, battling, trying to battle the sun, leaning back. Well, with Rada, it feels like the sun is just not an issue at all. You don't block it with his glove before a pitch, but as he's tracking the ball out there, he has it dialed in. 2 out, nobody on. Softly grounded back up towards the middle, positioned perfectly is Sanchez by the second base bag. Throws to first in time. It's another 3 up, 3 down inning for Caden Dana. He's retired 7 in a row. He's up 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. New pitcher for the River Cats, and is Nick Swak, who takes over for Spencer Bivens. Bees up 3-1. Swak, who had a couple of outings against the Bees the last time Sacramento was in town. For Swak, he had a really rough time against Salt Lake's hitters. He allowed 6 runs in his 1 inning of work. That was back in the home opener in this ballpark. And then in the Sunday finale, he allowed 3 earned over 2 innings of work. The Bees offense had success against him there during the first homestand. Swak looking for revenge in this outing here. The Bees up 3-1. Denzer Guzman takes a called strike at the knees, 0-1. He popped up the foul ground over to Eldridge at first base. Give you the final line on Bivens here in just a moment. 0-1. And taking low was Guzman. This is going to be challenged by Porter.
Challenge, call the ball.
Sacramento down to their final challenge. We'll see if they keep it, and they do.
Calls overturned.
Porter's money once
Sacramento
again.
has 1 challenge remaining.
Incredible. This guy just doesn't miss back there. You don't need ABS. Just let Porter call him. I bet if you let Porter call every pitch, and he'd be objective about it, he might have, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, but he might have as good a game as anybody. Called strike to Denzer Guzman. He's punched out here in the third. 1 out, nobody on. It'll bring up Donovan Walton. The 26 Salt Lake Bees, the first Bees team, by the way, to have 8 players with with double-digit runs batted in the month of April since 2018. A group of 8 players with 10-plus runs batted in trails only El Paso. They have 10. That's on 2 bounces to the second baseman, Furman. He'll make the easy throw to first. Quietly 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the third. Bees up 3-1. It brings up Jamer Candelario. The Bees ranked 5th in the PCL in April with 133 runs batted in. Denzer Guzman paces the team with 16 this month. Jamer Candelario walked and scored back in the first inning. Nico Cavadas brought him in with a 2-out, 2-run double. The lefties walk, fires. This is a crack bat, slow grounder to the shortstop, Gavello. He'll hoover it up and rifle the first in time. 3 up, 3 down go the Bees in the third. Salt Lake 3, Sacramento 1 on KMYU. Well, you come to the ballpark for many reasons. Maybe reason number 1, the awesome food, especially at this ballpark at America First Square. From smash burgers, buffalo chicken fries, see the very delicious good old-fashioned ballpark popcorn. We have everything you want. Swig, J-Dogs, Farr's ice cream, all of that and more. Something for everyone here. Look at that with the bat to go with it. That souvenir alone would be worth making that purchase. You never know what the favorite snack happens to be throughout the course of the night, so come and get yours here at the ballpark at America First Square. First pitch called strike from Dana to Bryce Eldridge. Dana had 55 pitches so far tonight. Gave up a run in the first. It has been shut down city since then. After that RBI double from Barracoto. He has now retired the last 7. Eldridge takes low. 3 strikeouts on the night for Caden Dana. And the first strikeout victim was Bryce Eldridge. Dana the 1-1. At the knees. What a spot. Boy, that late movement. And the way he's able to get that ball to drop down like that. His life on his pitches is great. And when he is locating like he did in his first start of the season, like he has over the last couple of innings, A lot of soft contact, a lot of quiet frames. Pitches up and away. 2-2. Dana led minor league baseball in quality starts 2 years ago. Made his major league debut late in the 24 year, and all he did was go out there and get the win, have a quality start. Just have a great first impression with all the Angels fans. 2-2, got on a miss, strike three. Boy, that ball is dancing tonight for Caden Dana. My goodness.
Number 2, Victor Maricola.
Was on that one, Bryce Eldridge. Swings right over the top of it. And Dana has just been dealing. That is 8 in a row retired. 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 Salt Lake. First pitch, bounce towards the middle, ranging over the shortstop. Guzman has it, rifles from behind the second base bag in time. Boy, Denzer Guzman, great range, and what a strong arm.
Right fielder, number
Well,
75.
one of the reasons why they're so excited about this kid is his jump on that ball was outstanding. And then he stabs it, straightens up, and fires a strike to Mancini. As off the bat, that looked like it might be bouncing back up the middle for a single. There's Grant McCray, struck out back in the first. He's up 3-1. Pitch outside for a ball. I mean, here tonight, the changeup for Dana, which has been great with that late movement where it drops down, and then that curveball, the way it broke in on Bryce Eldridge for out number 1 is the 1-0. It's hit high in the air down the left field line. Going over is Walton. Racing onto the warning track by the sidewall. Leaps up and makes the catch. Well, Donovan Walton. Champion tonight of the produce race was the Carrot. V8 for everybody. Congratulations to the Carrot. He's the gold medal winner tonight in the produce race. Make sure to join us May 2nd as we'll honor local legends, world-class athletic achievement at the ballpark at America First Squares. Celebrate our champions. Go for the gold. Get your tickets at slbs.com. Punching it through the hole to the right side. First pitch, Trey Mancini. A leadoff single. He's aboard in the bottom of the fourth. Bees up by the score of 3-1. Mancini had a sac fly back in the first inning. Bring in the first run for the Bees. So after his walk, pitched a 1-2-3 third inning. Leadoff man aboard in the fourth. Nico Cavadas, 2-run double back in the first inning. Lefty on lefty matchup. And Nico takes low for a ball. You saw Nico hit that ball out to left center field. His opposite field hitting ability has always been on point. We've talked about it before. He's right-handed with everything he does other than swinging a baseball bat. So his strong hand is at the bottom. It feels like that's a very natural thing for him. Pitch low, 2-0. Cavadas, who homered in last night's game. Double to go with it. He's doubled today. And he takes low, 3 balls, no strikes. And this guy just will take pitches, stay patient, stay disciplined, wait to find his, and then grip and rip. And 3-0, taking at the knees a strike. Cavadas this year continues to stay focused on the most important things all the time. 3-1. Well, he took a heavy hack but came up empty there. Cavadas, so far this year at home, with those 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in, he's walked 8 times here in this ballpark. 3-2 to Nico. Check swing upstairs. Did he go? He did not. It's ball 4. And the Bees have runners at first and second with nobody out. Cavadas has also been excellent with runners in scoring position. That's his 7th walk in big situations like that. He's driven in 13 and batting .300. Chris Taylor has been exceptional with runners in scoring position, batting .400 this year. Big opportunity for him here. First and second, nobody out. Taylor takes for ball 1. And his walk has worked himself into a little bit of trouble in this bottom of the 4th inning. His walk set from the stretch, 1-0. And Taylor bounces it foul behind home plate. As this month comes to a close, Salt Lake with a lot of positive things, but obviously still trying to put it all together with consistency, especially when it comes to pitching. But this lineup at all points with some dynamic playmakers. It's a check swing, he didn't go. And the count's 2 balls and a strike. We watched it before, like in that road series against Las Vegas when the 7, 8, 9 hitters had a great week. Chris Taylor was a huge part of that. The meat of the order, a ton of great power hitters. They've been on display so far in this series. 2-1, Taylor. Fly ball center field. Backpedaling a bit is Hill. Tagging up at second, Mancini. He's on the move to third. Here comes the throw on a couple of bounces, feet first slide. And Mancini is there. So Taylor moves him over. Yolmer Sanchez will try to bring him in. Yolmer Sanchez struck out back in the 2nd inning. Sanchez, switch hitter, batting from the right-hand side. Sammy with the great report on Sanchez earlier tonight. Corners in. Sanchez takes low for a ball. One of the best things you'll find about Yolmer Sanchez is his contributions are nice. But anybody knows when they've been around this game, contribution is not always a reflection of commitment. Nobody's more committed. Sanchez swings and misses, drops to an E1-1. But not only is he committed, his level of commitment is a standard that influences everybody around him. And when you don't have that standard of unselfishness, you stand out. And so it sets such a cultural tone. 1-1. Sanchez takes low, 2 balls and a strike. Bees up 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Two-1 the count. Runners at the corners with 1 down. And the pitch to Sanchez, lined out to left field, base hit. Walking home from third is Mancini. Rounding second, going to third on the play now is Cavadas. As the ball is in left center, Sanchez goes to second. Bees lead 4-1. Yilmer Sanchez brings in a run here in the bottom of the fourth. Yilmer Sanchez smokes that out to left center, and that ball just kept on running. A little bit of trouble by Barracoto handling it. Great base running by Nico Cavadas, never to assume that he would be stopping at second base. Sanchez, his 10th run batted in of the season. Humphreys fouls it straight back, 0-1. Straight double for Yilmer Sanchez. I was curious to see if they may go with an error from Barracoto and left. The 0-1. Humphreys takes it to knees, a strike, 0-2. Now the Dogs barking away out there beyond the right field wall. I think Bumble may have made a visit out there, and that'll usually cause a stir of action. Shadows have just about completely taken over the playing surface tonight. Infield in. Humphreys swings and misses. Strike three. 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Second and third for Nelson Rada. The Bees lead 4-1. Now look at that. It's even Princess Night here tonight at the ballpark. Everybody is excited and in a festive mood out there on the right field berm. Rada 1 for 2 tonight, singled and scored in the first. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch called strike. Well, for Nelson Rada, he has stolen 8 bases in the first full month of the year. It's tied for third most in April across the Bees franchise history. The most since Jordan Adams a few years ago. He had 10. Rada swings and misses. 0-2. And Adams would set the single season mark with 44 on the season. But you also have Christian Moore, who's not in the lineup, but he's drawn 26 walks this month, 5 more than any Bee in the last 21 years. The most in April by a single AAA player since Tacoma's Cesar Hernandez in 2023. He had 28 of them. So there's a lot of positives. The big thing, trying to string together wins. He's up 4-1. There's the 0-2 to Rada. And Rada watches that pitch go high. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Rada's been great with runners in scoring position, hitting .333. 1-2. Rada takes just outside. Nice frame by Porter, but he just missed away. Runners with their leads at second and third. 2 down, bottom of the fourth. The pitch. Rada reaches out, fouls it off, stays alive. And if you're the Bees, obviously you want to get that bad taste out of your mouth of losing. 2 out hits could be such a big part of it. It was Nico with a 2-run double back in the first. It'd be great to see Rada with a 2-out poke here to tack on to the lead. That's low, check swing. He did not go. And the count is full. Denzer Guzman standing on deck. The fans bringing some noise here in this bottom of the fourth inning. This ballpark has been a bit quiet over the last couple nights. 3-2. Rada softly grounds it to the second baseman. Furman has to come in on it. Fields and throws to first in time. Well, the dance cam was on here tonight. The Macarena was not the song, but it doesn't mean the dance won't make its way out. Many times the Macarena can become the go-to when you know you're not good at dancing, but you want to take part in the dance game. It worked for him. He made the TV broadcast. First pitch is high, ball one. Here in the top of the fifth, Jake Holton leads off the inning. And Caden Dana, after allowing a run back in the first inning, has found his groove. He's retired the side in order 3 straight innings. He's mowed down 10 in a row. Holton struck out back in the second. One pitch. Holton fouls it to the right side. Up and over everything, out of play, 1-2. The doorbell sounds, and there go the dogs. Out there on the berm. Always one of my favorite features during Bark in the Park. Dana, the 1-2 pitch. It's up and in. 2-2. Dana's allowed just 1 hit. He's walked just 1. He has struck out 4. He's at 66 pitches right now. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's punch out number 5. He's retired 11 in a row. And we head on over to Sammy Miller.
Tony, it is Bark in the Park at the ballpark at America First Square, so I wanted to see where my dogs were. We have some gorgeous pups right here with the bandana as well. Let's head up on here. He was a bit rowdy before. Yeah! Oh, he's excited. He said, let's go, Bees, but you can't beat this. The families are out, the dogs are out, and they are very excited that the Bees are in the lead right now, Tony.
Oh, yeah. I'm a huge dog fan. I'm a huge baseball fan. You can't have a better combo. Did you grow up with dogs, Sammy? Were you?
Oh, yeah. A little Shih Tzu. Shout out Roxy. She was about yay big, but I mean, I might have to give them some hot dogs. I mean, especially this one is just 10 out of 10 right here. But yeah, we are absolutely loving it. We have Huskies over there, small,
yes,
big, you name it. It's probably on this berm tonight.
We love our dog Lovey back at home. She's a Hound Shepherd mix. And you've watched my dog play football out there a time or two. She loves this place. And I wasn't able to bring her tonight. Usually she'll hang out in the booth with me. But on those Sunday Bark in the Park dates, which we still have some of those, make sure to check out the dates at slbs.com. At the knees, a strike 3-1. Thomas Gavello flied out to left field. He was back in the second inning. He's up 4-1. Good solid Thursday night crowd here. The berm is now packed with the dogs and the families. But it is truly special having a dog in the family. And dog people bring their dogs out. And obviously, there's such a great, deep, and personal connection with that animal specifically. As the 3-2 is a worm burner. Back towards the middle. Guzman positioned perfectly behind the second base bag. Fires a strike to first. 2 up, 2 down. Denzer Guzman, when he's positioned right there, really tip your hat to the work that goes on behind the scenes to help this defense be successful. And it comes to guys like Zach Turner and the entire staff that has been so great with game planning strategies. The pitch is down and away for a ball. And, many times you'll see it where players are well over in a shift or not quite as exaggerated, but it happens throughout the course of a night. And tonight there's been quite a few times somebody's hit a ball hard and right at a defender. Here's another one. A shoot top stop from Guzman from the second base bag, throws to first again. And Denzer Guzman tearing it up out there with the glove. That is now 13 in a row retired from Dana. He's grooving. Well, Sunday is going to be a great day here at the ballpark at America First Square. Weather should be great, and it is our first game of the year where we celebrate Los Abejas to Salt Lake and get here early. Take home one of these t-shirts coming your way on Sunday as we celebrate the vibrant culture of our Hispanic and Latino community. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a blast. Yolmer Sanchez always loves that game. There's great music. There's great festivities, great fun as we experience Copa de la Diversión at the ballpark at America First Square. Help us honor the heritage of our fans and players. Get your tickets now at slbs.com. Sebastian Rivero always looks forward to those games. I believe the last time they had it on a Sunday, I think the Bees hit like 6 home runs. They took off in a big Sunday afternoon win. I remember Zach Humphreys homered on that day. So it's been good luck in the past when we have Los Abejas to Salt Lake on a Sunday. Bees up 4-1 on this Thursday night. Sam Hentges, third pitcher employed for Sacramento this evening. Zwak's night is done. 2 innings out of the pen for Zwak. And then Zwak allowed 1 earned, gave up a couple of hits, walked 1, struck out 2. Guzman hits it to the backstop. It's ball and 2 strikes. Well, 2 big fans of the Bees. How about Swiggy on the right? And then you see Bumble on the left. Great items at the Bees team store for the kids. Those awesome souvenir items that you'll find as Guzman goes down to foul that one off, 1 and 2. But the Swiggy doll is really awesome. You also have the mini bats. Those are great for the kids. Not to mention all the hats, jerseys, t-shirts, a hat rack. As I mentioned before, you can get lost in that place. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Hentges retires the first batter that he faces. Denzer Guzman 0 for 3 tonight. Resetting the defensive alignment for Sacramento, Barry Cotto is in left with Hill in center. McRae in right, Holton is at third, Gavello at short, Furman at second with Eldridge at first. Porter is the catcher, and Hentges is on the mound. Bees with 3 in the first and 1 in the fourth. They're up 4-1 in the fifth. Swing and a miss, 0-1 Donovan Walton. Walton 1 for 2 tonight, but made a terrific catch out in left field. Walton's dad, popularly known for his work as a coach in college baseball, the time he spent at Oklahoma State. This is bounced foul to the first base side, but he had a lot to say about other members of his family who've done a lot in sports, including his sister, who's in the marketing department there with the Baltimore Orioles. His brother is in the restaurant business after his college football career. Pitch outside, 1 and 2. Was an offensive tackle, big kid. Donovan Walton, no shrinking violet himself. 1-2. Hard hit, ground ball to the shortstop Gavello. He fields and throws a dart to first in time. Now that one skipped off the mound. Walton got a good piece of it, but it went right to Gavello. 2 out, nobody on. We'll bring up Jamer Candelario. Candelario walked and scored in the first inning. Grounded out to short in the third. First pitch, Candelario's down for a ball. And for Jamer Candelario, a double and a home run in the time he's had with the Bees so far, and he fouled that one off himself. He's hobbling around, holding onto his right knee. As that certainly didn't look right when it came off the bat and then off of his knee. So he's in some pain right now. Standing well out on the grass down the first base line. Take a look at this replay. That bounced off of that right knee. Arm just right. Slowly walking back to the home plate area. Chandler Durham checking on him. Koki Okada, the trainer, over there by the top step just in case Candelario needs any extra attention. Jamer will stay in. He's all right. And play will resume. The Salt Lake Bees trying to get their first win of this series. Trying to end a 5-game skid. Sacramento fighting at the top of the PCL standings. The pitch breaks inside. Counts now 2-1. With this first half, I've mentioned before, nobody has taken off by any means. Candelario fouls that off of himself. This one not quite as painful. And the count's 2-2. Sacramento in a tie at the top with Las Vegas. Both teams 16-11. And you wonder, wait, how have they played 27 games? And for the Bees, this is game number 30. Well, Las Vegas and Sacramento had 2 games that were rained out and then canceled, not postponed. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike. Well, the Bees with a 4-1 lead tonight. They go to the pen. Brady Chobin, who's made his return to the Salt Lake Bees. Great to see him out there. Had a chance to catch up with him in Las Vegas. And another nice outing from Caden Dana. What a finish for Dana tonight, as he would retire his last 13 that he faced after he gave up just 1 hit, and that was an RBI double from Victor Barricoto. And so Brady Chobin will face the 9-1-2 hitters in the top of the 6th. Turner Hill, Nate Furman, Buddy Kennedy. Chobin fires the first pitch low, ball 1. Now Chobin was with the Bees last season. And while with the Bees, 1-1, had an ERA at 2.38, had some spotless outings where he really impressed. Called strike, a ball and a strike. When the Bees were at their best with their relief pitching last season, he was a great part of that. So was Jared Southard. And you had guys like Sam Bachman. That's grounded hard, left side, through the hole, base hit. Turner Hill, leadoff single. And Sacramento badly needed that, as their offense had been cold to finish out the night against Dana. We'll join the Bees May 16th. We're going to honor and salute our local military members at the ballpark in America First Square. Show a valid military ID at the box office to claim 2 free tickets and up to 6 more at half price. Then stay after the game. A spectacular drone show will end the evening, so get your tickets today. When you come to that game, come early for the wonderful tributes that'll take place before the game. First pitch fouled off, Nate Furman to the right side, 0-1. That is always a really special night. We can't thank enough the sacrifices and the efforts and the dedication from all of our servicemen and women, but also the families that support them while they're away. 0-1. Foul ball down the left field line, 0-2. You know that it is a team effort, and there's a lot that goes into it. Nate Furman flied out to left and his flight out to center. Chobin with his first appearance at home so far in this 26 year. He looked great in that last outing against Las Vegas. Let's fly to right, tracking back a bit. Now coming in is Taylor on the trot, makes the catch. Scampering back to first is Hill, one down. It was amazing too. Pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning against the Aviators, but his stuff looked great. He also had a scoreless outing to start his season. Sandwiched between those, gave up 2 runs in an inning. Back on the 24th. He's up 4-1 tonight. Buddy Kennedy walked, stole second, and scored in the first, and hits a hard hit ground ball left side through the hole. Stopping at second is Turner Hill. 2 singles in the inning. Bryce Eldridge to the plate for more on the #1 Giants prospect. Let's go to Sammy.
Tony, for Bryce Eldridge, the only job that he ever dreamed of having was to be a professional baseball player. He loves it more than anything, as his teammates say that all he really does is play video games, eat Chipotle, and play baseball. Growing up, he used to play machine pitch with his older brother and began realizing that he was hitting the ball a lot farther than the older kids he was playing against and started to put even more work in. He began studying his idol in Bryce Harper, who he said made him fall in love with the game, as he wanted to be just like him. Fast forward to this spring when the Giants played an exhibition game versus Team USA, and he finally got to meet Harper during BP. He went over to introduce himself, and Harper said, "I already know who you are," and that meant the absolute world to him. If only 8-year-old Bryce Eldridge could see himself now, Tony.
Yeah, and Eldridge now on this stage. And it's so funny because, he talks about all he really does, play video games, eat Chipotle, and then go play baseball. I mean, what else is there to do? I mean, what else would we do?
That's a recipe for success, if you ask me. I love Chipotle.
Oh, it really is. That's a great way to live your life. And you and I, we're very lucky. We get to wake up every day. We get to go to a baseball game. We get to be around this game. But you know this, so many of those guys down there, both teams, I mean, there's a white-hot desire with what they do. And they show it every day. You see that work. First and second, one down. Chobin the 2-0, and Eldridge dribbles that behind home plate, 2-1. Eldridge with those 2 home runs last night. He is 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of Ks. Dana was just dealing towards the end of that start today. Eldridge takes inside, 3 balls and a strike. Dana's final line, 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, walked just 1. He struck out 5. 2 singles in this inning against Chobin. 1 down, 2 on, and the 3-1. Eldridge fouls that off of his leg. Count is now full. And it's just not often that you see a player out on the baseball field that is that tall. It's Bryce Eldridge. Just towers over everybody else. He is 6'7". No other infielder for the River Cats is above 6 foot. Barry Cotto and McCray, the outfielders are. Let's fly deep to center. Long run. Rada still going back at the track. Right in front of the wall. Makes the catch by the 420 sign. Tagging at second. Going to third is Turner Hill. Great range from Rada. He is so good out there in center field. And he plays this big outfield so well. We've watched him moving from his right to his left. We've watched him battle the sun. He knew exactly how much room he had out there on the field. Just an overall great baseball player. First and third, 2 down. Here's Victor Barry Cotto. An RBI double in the first. That's the only run so far for the River Cats. Watches the first pitch low. Barry Cotto with his 4th double of the season earlier tonight. And then Sacramento would not have another hit until this 6th inning. They would not have another base runner until this 6th inning. in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. The Bees with a big 2-out, 2-run double from Cavadas in that first inning. It was a big moment in this ball game as the Bees lead 4-1. Barry Cotto trying to come out with a 2-out hit here. A 2-0 pitch, line drive, right field, base hit. In to score from third is Hill. Stopping at second, Kennedy. Victor Barry Cotto with his 10th run batted in against the Bees this year. And he's cut the deficit to 4-2. Barry Cotto has really put his hitting displays, or his hitting strengths, I should say, on display. His ability to go the other way. We've watched him with an opposite field home run against the Bees so far this season. We've watched him just dial it in. Be able to punch the ball to the opposite field. Big 2-out knock for him. Here's Grant McCray. Broken bat back towards the middle. With it is the shortstop Guzman, and on the run throws to first Mancini with a nice stretch. Bees up 4-2. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Sacramento River Cats is Dylan Smith. He's on for the bottom of the 6th inning. Bees up 4-2 against the Sacramento River Cats tonight. Join us for the weekend portion of this series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6:35 on Friday and Saturday with a 2:05 matinee on Sunday afternoon. Get your tickets at slbees.com. The Bees and the River Cats will finish up their series here before the Bees take off for Oklahoma City next week. Trey Mancini, 5-hole hitter, leads it off at the bottom of the 6th. That's the first pitch on the outside part of the plate for a strike. How about that with Mancini bringing in a run back in the first with a sac fly. Off the bat, looked like it may be a threat to get out. It would have been a grand slam. Instead, right in front of the fence. Check swing on a pitch low, didn't go, and it's 1-1. Dylan Smith faced the Isotopes twice last week. Got the save with a scoreless ninth. That was back on Friday, and then on Sunday took the loss as he gave up 3 earned. And his 1 1/3 that crossed over the 8th and 9th inning. 1-2 pitch. Mancini foul tips it in the glove, strike 3. 1 out, brings up Nico Cavadas. Cavadas has reached twice tonight. A 2-run double in the first, and then walked and was stranded in the 4th inning. Dylan Smith faced the Bees in the second game of a doubleheader Saturday, April 4th. And in that final inning, did not allow a run. Gave up just a hit, struck out 2, walked 1. As for Nico, after getting out with his pinch hit appearance the other night, that was a really tough break for him. It ended an 18-game on-base streak. Pitch outside, 1-1. Lasted a solo shot last night. Had a ninth inning double. That was his 5th multi-hit performance of the season. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Cavadas has now reached base 19 of his last 20 games, as well as having at least 1 hit in 5 of his last 6 overall. 2nd in the league in on-base percentage, 2nd in OPS, 3rd in slug, and tied for 4th in extra base hits coming into tonight. 4-2 the score, Bees on top. 3-1 the count. Smith slides, winds, fires, and Cavadas skies it in the air left center. Closing on a Barry Cotto and Hill, it's Barry Cotto, the left fielder, ranges to his left and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down, and suddenly the pitching staff of Sacramento has retired 6 in a row, from the end of Zwack to Hentges and now to Smith. As the final line for Hentges, just a 3 up, 3 down inning in that 5th. Chris Taylor, 0 for 2 tonight. The strikeout and a fly out to center field. Takes at the knees for a strike. Taylor, for snapping his 3-game hit streak in Sunday's game, he notched his 5th hit in his last 6 games. Looped a single into right field, and came around to score on the 2-run blast by Walton. Batting .360 with the bases empty this year, and that's 2nd on the team. And when he bats 7th, he is batting .385 with the most hits of his season coming out of that spot with 10. And we mentioned there's different players you can put in different spots, and they are still so productive. Taylor is one of those. Jose Siri has been one of those at times this year. The 2-1 pitch from Smith. Taylor swings and misses, and the count's 2-2. Bases empty, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Salt Lake 4, Sacramento 2. A big exhale from the pitcher, Smith. Steps over, lifts and fires. It's foul tipped into the glove. Nice squeeze by Porter. And a quiet 3 up, 3 down inning for Smith. 4 of the last 6 hitters. May 15th, here in Daybreak, we have golf night. Make sure to grab your scorecard and get ready for a terrific night and a hole-in-one atmosphere. We're trading bats for birdies, one night only. Go to slbs.com to get your tickets. Any night you come out here, you can putt around over there on the greens. But you got to hurry before it gets dark. Good competition over there with friends. Holton, first pitch swinging. Dribbles this over to the third baseman, Candelario. Bare hand, fires, got him! My goodness, Candelario. Running downhill on that ball, coming in from third. That was softly and slowly hit towards him. You can't play it any better than this. Just reaches down, grips it perfectly, and throws a seed over to first base. So one out, top seven. B's up 4-2. Gavello takes a called strike. Gavello 0 for 2. Square in a bunt, putting it down. Left side, over to get it. Chobin, bare hand, throw to first, and another nice defensive play for the Bees. No gloves needed, just bare hand work. First one from Candelario, this one from Chobin. He pops off the mound perfectly. Steadies and throws. While the throw was a bit down, Mancini is always money over there at first base. So 2 out, nobody on. Here's Logan Porter. A couple of ground outs to short. The pitch is outside for a ball. Taylor Saucedo getting loose in the Bees bullpen right now. As the 1-0 misses up. Brady Chobin from Marshall University. This is grounded softly, third base side. Here comes Candelario again. He gloves and throws to first. The 3 up, 3 down, 7th inning. How about the left side of that infield? We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We remind you, May 19th, kick off your World Cup celebration as the Bees are going to host Soccer Night here at the ballpark. Special appearances from your favorite Real Salt Lake and Utah Royals players. Grab your tickets. They'll be on hand. You should join them here at the ballpark at America First Square. I was at America First Field today. Big luncheon this afternoon. A good time. So many of our friends here from the KUTV, KJazz, and KMYU family in attendance. Put you outside for a ball. What was a great event. Dylan Smith on for his second inning of work. Yolmer Sanchez is going to lead off the 7th. Sanchez pops this up, left side, chasing it, the third baseman Holton on the warning track in front of the dugout, makes the catch. One out, the bottom of the seventh. And that is 8 in a row retired for the pitching staff of the River Cats. Make that 9 in a row, excuse me. And on top of that, they've struck out 5 in that process. It's good work at the very end of his outing from Zwak, and then a 1-2-3 inning from Henches. Smith has retired all 4 that he has faced. They've given the River Cats a chance here. There's the Bees, who put up 3 in the first, 1 in the fourth. They lead 4-2. Swing and a miss, Humphreys. Counts 0-2. And for the River Cats, 1 in the first and 1 in the sixth. Caden Dana, spectacular today. Giving up just 1 hit and 1 run through 5. The 0-2 from Smith. Nibbles down. The count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Now for the Cats, you come off of your best offensive night with 17 runs. You had to scratch out a couple of them throughout the game, and 13 in a row were retired at one point by Dana. That is the best anyone has done in terms of consecutive putouts on the year. Dylan Smith with a big exhale. He kind of slides to the side, winds and deals. Fly ball, shallow center, I should say medium depth, and on the money is Hill to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down, and throughout this entire stretch of now 10 in a row retired, not many hard hit balls throughout that. There's Nelson Rada, 1 for 3 on the night. A lot of soft contact, strikeouts to go with it, as the bullpen has executed exceptionally well. Rada trying to keep the inning alive. Squares to bunt, pulls back, and the pitch is low, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, and Rada grounds it right side through the coach's box. Will do it at a ball and a strike. While the River Cats are at the top of the PCL standings. We've talked about this before. They're in that tie with the Las Vegas Aviators. We'll let you know how tonight's PCL games turned out. We'll have our look at the out-of-town scoreboard in just a bit. Here's the 1-1. In the turn, 2 balls and a strike. As Las Vegas is just underway at Tacoma, and the River Cats hoping to get some help from the Rainiers tonight. El Paso dominated Albuquerque 12-2. This is fouled back, 2-2. Oklahoma City edged Round Rock 3-2. In the bottom of the 5th, in the biggest little city, the Reno Aces 3, Sugar Land 1. But it's amazing, the River Cats were the last team in AAA to homer. They were the last team at this level to also have multiple double plays in a game. They did that yesterday for the first time. By this time last year, they had already had 7. That doesn't matter. Overall, this team just continues to find ways to win. That's grounded to the left side. Positioned perfectly, the third baseman Holton. The toss across is in time. 4-2 Bees. We go to the 8th on KMYU. and secure your tickets and get you ahead in the game. Of course, you know the movie references when it comes to that with Wildcats Night, and we are all indeed in this together. All right, Taylor Saucedo takes over for Brady Chobin. He pitched a 1-2-3-7. Turner Hill leads off the inning. Takes for ball one. Salt Lake up 4-2. Now the Bees, coming off of a rough night with their pitching staff, have held this River Cats offense to just 2 runs on the evening. As I mentioned, Caden Dana allowed just 1 hit. Sacramento with 4 total hits overall on the night. Pitch in there for a strike. Salt Lake pitching overall has allowed just 1 walk. They've struck out 5. Looking for Saucedo in this 8th. That's foul tipped into the glove, 2-2. Turner Hill singled and scored in the 6th. He led off the inning the right way. Saucedo, the lefty. It's the lefty, Hill. It's up and in. Count runs full, 3-2. Saucedo kicks, fires, foul back over home plate, out of play. With the Bees so far this year, Saucedo 0-1, an ERA of 4.85. This is his 12th appearance on the season. Saucedo gave up a run in his 8th inning against Las Vegas. That's down the left field line, foul. Came out of the pen 3 times to face the River Cats. All 3 of his outings scoreless. Combined 5 1/3. Dribbled foul right side. Held them to 3 hits throughout all of that. Just hoping to keep them off the board in this outing right now. A head nod from Saucedo. Hill has been fouling off a ton of pitches. This one will be hitting a fair territory. Softly bounced to the second baseman. Sanchez, he's got it. Quickly gets it to first to retire Hill. 1 out, nobody on. Here comes Nate Berman. A ton of day games in the bigs. Matter of fact, all games have gone a final today. Tigers beat the Braves 5-2. Orioles handled the Astros 10-3. Grounder on 2 hops. Hard hit to Sanchez. He has it. Sidearm throw to first. 2 up, 2 down. A pair of ground outs to Sanchez at second. Phillies edged the Giants 3-2 in game 1 of their doubleheader, then walked them off in the 10th inning in game 2. Twins a 7-1 win over the Blue Jays. Astros took game 2 of their doubleheader against the Orioles 11-5. A's doubled up the Royals 6-3. First pitch ball 1 to Buddy Kennedy. 4-2 Bees here tonight in daybreak, top of the 8th inning. Kennedy takes low, 2 balls and no strikes. Brewers dominated against the Diamondbacks 13-1. Nationals won that series against the Mets with a 5-4 victory in the series finale. The Reds won their 20th game of the year. Fly ball right field. Ranging over is Taylor. He's there. 3 up, 3 down. Great work, Taylor Saucedo. He's up 4-2. It's snack time and dessert time. Yoel Peguero on for the Sacramento River Cats. Bottom of the 8th. Bees up 4-2. And for Peguero, he pitched the 7th inning against the Bees in the series opener. Gave up a couple of hits, but did pitch a scoreless inning. It was very important as it was the River Cats hanging on for a 5-2 win in Game 1. The Bees have a 4-2 lead here tonight in Game 3. Denzer Guzman fouls it and tips it into the glove of Porter, 0-1. Guzman 0 for 3 tonight. Pair of strikeouts. Oh, 1. Rounded, but right to the shortstop. Cavello on the charge, has it, and throws to first. Round number 1, and this streak continues. I'll tell you about it in a second. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday. It's Family Night, brought to you by Holmes Homes. 4 tickets for just $40. Bring the whole family for the best deal in baseball. Get your tickets now at slbs.com. Every night's Family Night, but especially Tuesdays with that ticket deal. 12 in a row retired from Sacramento's pitchers, all from the bullpen. The Bees have not had a base runner since Yolmer Sanchez had an RBI double in the 4th inning. The other way, Walton hits it to left field, but Barry Cotto is back about 10 feet in front of the track to make the catch. That is now 13 in a row retired. So how about that? Each pitching staff at some point put down 13 in a row. Dana did it individually. And for the River Cats, it was a combination of Zwak, Henches, Smith, and now Peguero. I don't think I've ever been a part of a game where that happened. First pitch misses, ball 1. Jamer Candelario walked and scored back in the 1st inning. 2 out, nobody on. Eldridge, Barry Cotto, McCray. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up in the top of the 9th for the River Cats. We're going to miss 1-1. If you're the Bees, you take any victory any way you can. Low scoring, high scoring. Just trying to snap this 5-game skid. As the Bees have had their really bright moments. Let's see the rotation coming together, and then the bullpen having a night like they've had so far. Other nights where the offense has exploded. Look at that, every kid there with a big smile. Souvenirs for each one of them. That's the way it's done. 1-2, fouled off left side. You can take a look at that. One kid has a ball, and the other 2 with the bumbled stuffed animals. You know, whoever brought those kids to the game is doing it right tonight. Look at that, 3 for 3, the old trifecta. You even have the headphones just in case it gets loud around here. It's bounce foul. I love when parents come to the ballpark with a plan. We love taking our toddler to different games. She loves basketball games and hockey games. She comes to the ballpark all the time, although we don't get to sit with each other at the ballpark. She loves it. 1-2, in the dirt. You notice those parents there, they're like, you know what? We know exactly how to set up our night for success. Earlier you saw kiddos with the churros. Whatever you need, they have it here at the ballpark in America First Square. 2-2, outside. The count runs full to Jamer Candelario. Trey Mancini is on deck. Infield tilted right. Candelario swings and misses, strike 3. This was some kind of performance. beautiful night here at the ballpark in America First Square. The Bees trying to come up victorious tonight, up 4-2 as we head to the top of the ninth. And your favorite nights at the ballpark, they're back. Join the Bees for 7 spectacular fireworks shows and 7 high-tech drone shows. Experience the magic at the ballpark right here at America First Square. Make your night unforgettable with the Bees. Get your tickets, slbees.com. Taylor Saucedo trying to nail it down in the ninth. Knee high, called strike. Bryce Eldridge drove in 6 runs last night. Homered twice, had 4 hits. Tonight he's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Pitch is low, 1-1. Salt Lake's pitching has retired 7 in a row. The pitching staff overall tonight has been great. They're trying to finish it out the right way. Low, 2-1. The leadoff man in this 9th inning is the #1 prospect in the San Francisco Giants organization. 6'7" with those long arms. It is Bryce Eldridge who takes outside 3-1. And Bryce, while he would like to drive one somewhere, he also knows to just find a way to get on base. 3-1, swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2. Standing on deck is Victor Barricotto, Grant McCray in the hole. It's a great part of the lineup to put together a rally for the River Cats. What a great challenge here for Saucedo. 3-2, fouled back. Oh, he just got a piece of that. Saucedo may have lost his balance a bit there at the end of that throw. I'm not quite sure what happened. Yeah, he was hopping up and down a little bit. Might be a little bit tender. I hope he didn't tweak something. Something did not look right after he was done throwing that ball. I don't know if there was something unsteady with the landing spot. Now, Koki Ikeda, the trainer, and also the pitching coach Shane Luke's out to talk to him. And watch this again. Yeah, something happened where as he landed with that right foot, could see like a little wiggle of some sort, and then all of a sudden he started hopping up and down. Obviously, I don't want to speculate what the issue is, but that was the only thing I could think of, and it didn't look right after he threw it with everything on his follow-through. I'm hoping he can stay in the game and that he's okay. A thumbs up. He's staying in after 1 pitch to warm himself back up and get back into that. Now, the most important thing is to reset back into the situation. Saucedo was excellent in the 8th. You're a guy like Taylor Saucedo. You love these situations. You want the ball. You want the opportunity against the best that the opponent has to offer. Saucedo strikes out Bryce Eldridge. 1 down. What a great response from Taylor Saucedo. Shaken up just a bit after the initial 3-2 was fouled back. And then gets the strikeout of Bryce Eldridge. Eldridge 0 for 4 tonight with 3 strikeouts. Here's Victor Barricotto. He's been outstanding tonight. Sacramento has 2 runs. He drove in both. First pitch, knee high, called strike. Barricotto an RBI double in the 1st. An RBI single in the 6th. 4-2 Bees, top of the 9th. And the pitch is down, a ball and a strike. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. Same place, same time. Down and in, 2 balls and a strike. You have to join us. When these 2 teams get together, the series is always fun. The back and forth battles. We watched them all last year. So far this season, it's been the same story. Swing and a miss, 2-2. You see Saucedo with a grimace between pitches too. And you hope he's not in some pain, because if he is, you can tell he's fighting through it with everything he has. Volume coming up a little bit from the fans here at this moment. The 2-2 pitch. Held back and out of play. We'll do it again. Foul to the third base on deck circle. Barry Cotto, who homered in the game last night, a 2-run shot. Trying to get on base to bring the tying run to the plate. 4-2 Bees, top 9. And the pitch is on the outside part of the plate, called strike 3. Saucedo with back-to-back Ks in this 9th inning. And Sacramento is down to their final out. It's Grant McCray, a tough customer. 0 for 3 this evening. Struck out, flied out, grounded out. First pitch, strike 1. The Bees lost game 1, and they weren't able to get enough offense. They dropped game 2 with a tough performance from the pitching. Check swing, it was outside, he did not go. It's 1-1. Here in game 3 tonight, excellent starting pitching from Dana. The bullpen has done their job as well. The timely hits in the early part of the game. 1-1 pitch high. Count moves to 2-1. Jake Holton stands on deck. Pitch from Saucedo. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Now the music turns back up. Now the fans standing back up. And now the volume goes back up. Sacramento down to their final strike. Saucedo. It's away. Quick hush from the fans here at the ballpark at America First Square. This place is so much fun. The games are fun. The atmosphere is fun. We hope to see you here soon. 3-2. Popped up behind home plate, off the netting. Saucedo has had to fight hard after landing oddly earlier in this inning. 1 strike away. Saucedo misses away. Ball 4. So McCray draws the walk. And now Jake Holton represents the tying run. He'll step in the batter's box. Holton homered for the first time in his career at the AAA level back in game 1 of this series. Doug Davis is going to go to the pen. That'll be all for Taylor Saucedo, but what a valiant effort. He retired the first 5 he faced. Hunter Strickland is going to try to put a lid on it when we come back. Bees up 4-2 here in the top of the 9th.
Number 41, Hunter Strickland.
Two outs. Top of the 9th inning. Tying run coming to the plate. Bees up 4-2. And on for the Bees, it is former Sacramento River Cat and San Francisco Giant, Hunter Strickland. Strickland had a scoreless outing his last time out. It was at Las Vegas last week. He had one performance out of the pen against Sacramento, kept them scoreless in 1 2/3. He needs one out to close this one out. Here's Holton. First pitch swinging. Comes up empty, 0-1. Hunter Strickland is a member of the 2014 San Francisco Giants that won the World Series, capping off what was their 3rd title in 5 years. The 0-1. Holton pops it out. Skyscraper. Kids, get your coats. Guzman's got it. And the ball game is over. 4-2 the final. And the winner is Salt Lake. The Bees get a great start from Caden Dana. They get an outstanding performance from the bullpen as they allowed just one over the last 4 innings. Timely hits in the early part of this ball game as Donovan Walton had another hit in this series. Nico Cavadas drove in a pair with a 2-run double. Yomer Sanchez poked an RBI double in the 4th. Bullpen combined. It was a really nice finish. Hunter Strickland comes on to get the save. And Salt Lake's bullpen was exactly what was needed, as they did not allow a hit in the final 3 innings. They retired 10 of the last 11 that they faced. The 5-game losing streak has come to an end. Bumble's a happy camper. The dogs out on the berm, they should be happy about this one as well. For you Bees fans, this weekend will be a great weekend to join us here at the ballpark. Not only do you get to see Bees baseball, you get to check in with Sammy Miller down on the field.
I know how hungry this team was to get back in the win column. What did it take to come out on top against a tough team in Sacramento?
Yeah, we came out swinging in the first and put some good at-bats together, got some guys on base, and were able to drive them in, and pitching staff held down the fort from there. They were awesome, and defense had their back all day.
In this lineup, they came out to play, especially with your 2-run double in the first. What did you see in that AB from Bivens?
Yeah, Spencer, I've seen Spencer a few times, and I knew that he was going to try to, dance around the zone a little bit, and I got myself into a leverage count and found something I could drive.
You've reached base in 20 of your last 21 games. What's been the key to your consistency to start off this season?
Yeah, I think just making sure you try to get a good pitch to hit, and when you do get a good pitch to hit, make sure that it goes in play and the at-bat ends right there.
And you all needed a strong start, and Caden Dana, well, he delivered with those 5 innings, only allowing 1 run. How much confidence does this team have when he's on the mound?
Yeah, it's awesome. We love playing behind Dana. He pitches with good pace, and he fills up the zone and lets the defense work. And when your starter goes out there and gives you that kind of start, it helps the offense get into a rhythm, and he was instrumental for us tonight.
Thank you so much. Go celebrate the win.
Awesome. Thanks, Sammy.
Thank you so much, Sammy. Thank you, Nico. It's Nico Cavadas tonight. Came up big with the 2-out, 2-run double in the first inning. Going the opposite way into the left center field alley. He would reach twice. The Bees get a 4-2 win. And Nico, the Bees happy to get back in the win column. They try to even this series coming up tomorrow. We'll preview that. We'll take a look at this one during the Bees postgame show coming up next. A happy crowd has filed out tonight here in Daybreak as the Salt Lake Bees get the win, 4-2. Welcome on into the Salt Lake Bees post-game show. Welcome on back into the booth. Tony Parks with you here tonight. A great win for the Bees, much needed after they dropped the first 2 games in this series and come through with a 4-2 victory tonight. And for the Bees, pitching a problem last night, the bats a problem in game number 1. And while the series had been tough up to this point, as for tonight, it was a great complete team victory and exactly what the doctor ordered, especially when it comes to the starting pitching and the timely offense. But early on, the first punch was landed in the top of the first. Victor Barricotto with an RBI double for a 1-0 lead. Then Trey Mancini looked like he may have launched a grand slam to left. Didn't quite get out, but it did turn into a sacrifice fly, and the game was tied up 1 apiece. One thing the Bees really need is some 2-out hits, and Nico Cavadas provided that with a 2-run double, and the Bees were up 3-1 after 1. So for Nico Cavadas, he continues to swing the bat well. That was his 10th double of the season. Yolmer Sanchez and company handling business on the infield. A lot of soft contact, a lot of strikeouts. Caden Dana would retire the last 13 in a row that he faced. Got some help from his friends with Donovan Walton making a great catch down the left field line in foul ground. When the Bees needed to find an insurance run, they were able to get that in the 6th inning, or rather the 4th inning, the RBI double from Yolmer Sanchez. That made it 4-1. Denzer Guzman, money at short all throughout the course of the night with a bunch of great defensive plays, showing his range, showing his arm strength. And so the infield and the outfield for the Bees all together with a great collective performance. But the River Cats wouldn't go away. RBI single, Victor Barricotto. That would bring it to a 4-2 game at that moment, and it was the bullpen finding their groove for the River Cats, but the Bees defense still on point. Ken Delario with a terrific bare hand grab and throw. That was followed up with a great bare hand grab and throw there from Brady Chobin. And so while the Bees had a 1-2-3 7th, it was also 1-2-3 8th, and they were able to pitch a hitless 9th. So the Bees, they get the victory 4-2. They had an errorless performance for the first time since they had that 3-game win streak. The Bees will try to make it 2 in a row and trying to earn a split through the first 4 games coming up tomorrow. Same 2 teams, same place, same time. We'll be on the air at 6:30 right here on KMYU. Big thanks to our production crew doing a great job as always, and our thanks to you for watching. For those of you at the ballpark, thanks for bringing your dogs, thanks for enjoying the snacks, and thank you for choosing the Ballpark at America First Square as the premier place for minor league baseball. It was a great Thirsty Thursday. Those cups were all empty by the end of the night. Fans were dancing in the stands. Good times, great vibes. We hope to see you at a future game. If not, join us right here for Bees Baseball on KMYU. Once again, the final score, 4-2. And the winner is Salt Lake.